Tommy, a 1-1 draw at St Colmans Park tonight. You were probably the better side overall, would it be fair to say?
Yeah, I think we were. Look, like I said, yeah, we're performing well, but you know, the silly errors, goals. We were unlucky tonight. I thought we created a lot of chances, played some good football. Performance was there. Look, we're in every game. We could have lost it then as well. You know, it's just the way it goes. That's the league. You know. But yeah, we definitely had the better chances. A bit like the probably. At Loan game, although we were a bit better tonight, but we should have won that game as well. And that's one we should have won. But it's disappointing not to win, but happy with the lads' performance again.
You went down early doors, but in fairness, you responded quite well, and you had a flurry of great chances towards the end of the half. And you're probably unfortunate to be losing at the break, but you know, a great response and a great attitude. We spoke to Ben O'Riordan, and he said that the attitude tonight from the team was superb. Yeah,
but it hasn't been bad anyway, Jay. You know, like in fairness, you know, like, and I know you probably didn't mean it like that either, but the lads' attitude, I could never question their attitudes. They've always been really, really good, work really, really hard. Just like probably decision making at times the last number of games. But the performance and work rate was there tonight, so we're just probably missing that next bit now where you take your chances and you cut out the silly mistakes. But look, we're starting to get a few players back now as well. I know we're missing Walshy and Robbie tonight, and Callum and David Tarmy and Enda, you know, but like it's a bit better than it was, you know, especially in the attacking areas with Willie coming on there as well. So you know, Thomas Constantine did really well right back, out of position. We're still playing a few lads out of position, obviously. Disappointing to see Oisín get sent off, all right, but look, we just have to drive on to Cork, and obviously, you know, it's a free shot, really, isn't it? You know, against Cork, because you know they're beating everyone, so we just have to give it a go and try to get a result.
You mentioned the return of Willie Armshaw. He had a great impact. I think he created Lee David's goal within 60 seconds of coming on. He's a real live wire player, and he's a great addition back to the squad, and hopefully when you can get a few more, you can probably return to that form that you'd like to hit. Yeah.
He's you know, Willie, like, obviously, you know, it was tough going for him there because he's been out. He's out a few weeks, and he was out for a bit before that as well, legal injury, so he hasn't got up to full speed yet. And you could see it there. He was the way Willie plays, like, he's so explosive. He's going to get tired very quickly, and he got tired very quickly, you know, in that 15 minutes. But he had the damage done, and he's only had like one and a half sessions. Like, and when you come into a fast-paced game like that, it's hard to get your second wind, and he didn't have time to get it. So, but he did really well. And especially on an Astro, he probably should have scored because Willie has that quality for the chance he had. But you know, he'd be disappointed he didn't score. But you know, he won't put his head down, and if he gets a chance the next time, he'll tuck it away for sure.
A word for Stephen Christopher as well. Tonight he became the first Centurion in the club, senior men's or women's. He was, I'm pretty sure he was your first mid-season signing back in 2021. And to be honest, since then he's rarely, outside of maybe a few spells with injury, he's pretty much been an ever-present in the squad, and rarely not in the starting 11. I suppose just a few words on Stephen.
Yeah, look, Stevie's a great lad, great attitudes, you know, never really misses training. He's probably the fittest, well, one of the fittest in the group, you know. He just keeps going for 90 minutes. He's probably people don't see how good he is because he's very proactive. You know, he's proactive in the way he defends. He's a very intelligent footballer. He gets into good positions the way it defends. You wouldn't see him flying into too many tackles now, but he certainly he doesn't get himself into situations because he's so intelligent where he has to you know, where he can get out muscled, you know, because he's not a physical player, but for this league he's very, very clever in his position, and we know even if we can play him at right back or right wing, number 10, left wing, you know, he's played in all those positions. Even in the middle he played tonight as well for a period. So, you know, we know how good he is, you know, how valuable he is to the squad. He's going through a bit of a tough patch at the moment, you know. He hasn't been at his best. I thought against Finn Harps he was excellent, but the last few weeks he hasn't been at his best, but he's always plugs away and he'll keep going, and that's what will get you that consistency. That what will get you 100 games is the fitness and consistency and the technical ability and the game awareness that he has, and that's what's got him 100 games for us. And look, he's probably 200 or 300 for Cobh as well, you know. So, you know, he's probably 400 games under his belt. And look, he was unlucky with that left foot strike today or tonight. Probably needs to do more of that, Stevie. He needs to get more shots off and more effort on goal, because, as I said, he has that fitness level and that energy to do that. But look, overall, he's been a fantastic player for us so far, and he's a really good bloke as well. He's a great bloke to have around the place. Very honest, good with the young lads, and very respectful young man. And I'm delighted to have him.
Two last questions, Tommy. On to Cork City next week. Like you said, it's a bit of a free shot, but and I know they've beaten all before them pretty much. But in fairness, you got a 0-0 draw at the Markets Field, and we're probably unlucky not to win the game. And your last trip to Turner's Cross, a long time ago, 2 years ago, but you had a brilliant 2-0 win and ended their undefeated streak. Friday is a free hit, but you know, if your team hits form, there's no reason to rule out 3 points, is there?
Yeah, look, it'll be tough, obviously, Jason. You know, like I think that's the last time Ben scored. He scored from 30 yards, and he missed a handy enough one tonight. It was a good connection, but it hit the side netting, but he was unlucky, I suppose. He had a really good game tonight, Ben O'Riordan and Evan. The two of them were really solid, and we were solid out of the park. Look, Cork, yeah, it's going to be tough, Jay. Like, you know, they're we know how good they are, we know how physical they are, we know they can mix it up, and they have a squad to put out in the park. And you know, I presume they stretched their lead tonight again. Did they?
There were 3-1 winners, I think, away to Bray Wanderers.
And Harps were beating New City, were they?
I think it finished 3-3.
3-3, oh yeah. So they didn't. Well, yeah, they stretched it so, because UC dropped 2 points. It's probably gone to 10 points now. Yeah, they'll be hard to stop. But look, we'll like every game. The lads won't be found wanting for effort, whether we win, lose or draw. You know. One
last question, Tommy. Big moment during the week with Will Clark and Shane Robinson making a presentation in Dáil Éireann. There was a real kind of round the wagons moment with plenty of local TDs around the country, and it seemed the whole League of Ireland kind of rallied behind this. I know Fianna Fáil apparently are preparing some bit of a statement with regard to it, but it does seem that maybe it's becoming a bit more clear about the lack of funding of football in Ireland and the lack of contact time, and how far we're falling behind other countries that we would define as probably minnows.
Yeah, look, it's historical, you know. From my point of view, it's historical anyway. Football was a working class sport, and originally and initially it's you know, working class people initially didn't vote, you know, and get votes, and you know, they didn't know how to lobby. Not didn't know how to lobby, but they just lobby people to get the votes and get the infrastructures right. And it's kind of remained that way. Now that might be a bit of an out there sentiment, but you know, the GA would have been, you know, rural communities and more affluent communities. The rugby the same, and they would have got developed a better infrastructure. Now it's not just all the government's fault. They were probably in a better position to do that because they knew where to go and they had the contacts to do it. Where initially, you know, working class people would have been coming out of tenements and working class areas, and they probably hadn't got the wherewithal, for no fault of their own, to go and do it. And it's historically and culturally stayed that way up until recently, in the last 30-40 years, when people started playing. Everyone started playing soccer, and it's the most participated game in the whole country now, as we know, and it should have been done a long time ago. But it takes a long time to change anything in government and any organisation, actually, culturally, or even society. It takes a long time to change culture and the way things are viewed, and hopefully that's a turning point. And the two boys seem to have done a good job there, and hopefully. There is a better mix in politics at the moment. People from working class backgrounds and football backgrounds, and the socio-economic situation is, whilst it is broader, people are more aware of what's required, and I think it's the voices are being heard now, and hopefully we can drive it on the next few years.